All right. Got everybody? All right, great. Good evening, folks, and welcome to another night of Friday Night Inspiration. And today we are celebrating the culmination of Jazz Appreciation Month, which is awesome. Hello, sir. And we are also today celebrating International Jazz Day, which I'll say a little bit more about later. But I want to remind you all to like, follow, subscribe, and click the notification bell. Not bill. For Jazz in the Spirit. In YouTube, it's Jazz in the Spirit video. So you can learn about all the great stuff that's going on with Jazz in the Spirit. And I hope that you all enjoy this evening of Jazz in the Spirit. We're going to start off with a classic song. Actually, it's a standard, celebrating Mr. Edward Kennedy Duke Ellington, who was, his birthday was just yesterday. And so we want to say a special happy birthday to him. This is a song written by one of his great piano players, Mr. Billy Strayhorn, but it became the signature song for his, the Duke Ellington Orchestra. That was the classic Take the A Train, which I actually had the pleasure to do for many years. It's one of the longest train routes in all of New York City. So that was Take the A Train.
Two.
Oops, wait a minute.
Oh, 1, 2.
He was trying to start up again. That was Take the A Train. And now I want to just say a little bit about International Jazz Day. Okay, so International Jazz Day was declared by the United Nations Educational, Scientific, and Cultural Organization, better known as UNESCO, in 2011 to, quote, highlight jazz and its diplomatic role of uniting people in all corners of the globe. It is celebrated annually on April 30th, and the idea came from jazz pianist and UNESCO Goodwill Ambassador, Mr. Herbie Hancock, who is also a legend of jazz. So Jazz Day is chaired by Mr. Hancock and the UNESCO Director General, and it is the culmination of Jazz Appreciation Month, which is for the whole month of April. And the last thing is the celebration is recognized on the calendars of both UNESCO and the United Nations. So this is a worldwide celebration that we're participating in. So that first song, although it was not written by Duke Ellington, he was certainly associated with it. But this next song actually was written by him, and this one is it's what I consider to be a symbol, a strong symbol of what gospel jazz is all about. It's a song called Come Sunday, and it was written by Duke Ellington and performed by legendary gospel icon Miss Mahalia Jackson. Come Sunday, that's the day. Lord, dear Lord above, God of mercy, God of love, please look down and see my people through. Amen. So we celebrate the late, great Edward Kennedy Duke Ellington, one of the tremendous, iconic voices and composers of this style that has come to be known as jazz. So we're going to keep going in that same vein. This is from the Jazz and the Spirit repertoire, and this was a classical piece originally from the theme from Beethoven's Ninth Symphony. It was converted into a hymn called Joyful, Joyful, and this is our particular version of it. just let the bass man finish. Yeah. So that was Joyful, Joyful. Hope you enjoyed that. Hello, Anna. Thank you for being here. We are so thankful again for another opportunity to celebrate this great body of music and this incredible style, which was born right here in the US of A. And we continue to celebrate it. This is another song from my CD. It is called La Pureza del Amor de Cristo, which means Christ's love so pure. Mr. John DiMartino on the piano. Renato Thomas on the percussion. It's the Sticks Bones on the drums. Woo. La pureza del amor de Cristo. Thank you very much. All right. So we are going to, I'm just going to pause for a quick sec to remind everyone to like, subscribe, follow Jazz in the Spirit wherever you can find it. We're on Facebook as Jazz in the Spirit. We're on YouTube as Jazz in the Spirit Video. We're on Instagram as Jazz in the Spirit. We're on Twitch as Jazz in the Spirit. And we have a website called www.jazzinthespirit.com. So we are all things Jazz in the Spirit. And we even have some tasty mugs that you can use for a refreshing drink. I won't ask you what's in it. But yeah, those are available at our website, www.jazzinthespirit.com, as well as some nice cotton t-shirts, which are coming, will come in handy as this weather changes. So we hope that y'all will support. And of course, support the album, Jazz in the Spirit, that is available at all the digital outlets, iTunes, Amazon, YouTube Music, Apple Music. You can stream it and all those kinds of things. So that's available, and also it's available in CD form. So you can visit jazzinthespirit.com there and pick up the CD. So I hope that you all will continue to support. So thank you so much. We're going to continue on with, this is another song from the project. It's called Wednesday Afternoon, and it's just named after the day on which it was written. Once again, Mr. John DiMartino on the piano. And this is my former Berkeley schoolmate, Mr. Richie Goods on the upright bass. Mr. Dwayne Cook Broadnax is on those drums. That's Wednesday afternoon. Hey, Brother Trocon, good to see you. All right, Minnesota's in the house. All right. So I said earlier that we're celebrating, of course, International Jazz Day. We're celebrating the culmination of Jazz Appreciation Month. And we are also celebrating the birthday of Mr. Edward Kennedy Duke Ellington, who definitely is one of the great composers of American music in general, but was particularly known for his famous Ellington Orchestra, and we did some of his music at the beginning. There are also some other birthdays that we're celebrating, and some of them are near and dear to me. I want to also acknowledge that my aunt Brenda, is celebrating her birthday today, and I'm also celebrating one of my musical mentors, Mr. Phil Bingham. I call him Dr. Phil. He's celebrating a birthday today too. So and my cousin Mia, she's celebrating a birthday yesterday as well. So, and if there are any of you that are out there that are celebrating a birthday now, or if you had one recently or about to have one soon, this all goes out to you. This is my version of the birthday song, which I released as a single on my birthday earlier this year, January 2020, and I hope that y'all enjoy it. It's called Happy Birthday from Me. Just listen to this one. So happy birthday from me to all of those we mentioned, as well as anyone else. Dr. Will, I think you had a birthday earlier this month too. So happy birthday, sir. All right. So one of the great things about that I like to do with Jazz in the Spirit is I like to kind of take the example of the late great legend, Mr. Chick Corea. He had two different distinct sounds that he was known for. He had his acoustic band sound and he had his electric band sound. So Jazz in the Spirit does the same thing. So we've been working on our acoustic band sound. So now we're going to switch over to our electric band sound. And I want to highlight the music of another great legend, and that is in the person of Mr. Grover Washington, who in many ways ushered in a style of music that we now can call smooth jazz or contemporary jazz. Some people like to say that it's not jazz at all, but I disagree. Basically because if you listen to the vocabulary, if you listen to the rhythmic syncopations, if you listen to the the harmonic movement there, you hear the influence and you hear the legacy of jazz that is infused in that music. It's also, of course, influenced a great deal by singing, like soul singing, pop singing, etc., and as well as popular music like R&B, blues, and funk, and soul, and some of those things. But I believe that it still belongs to the jazz tree. And so it is appropriate to celebrate this music as well on International Jazz Day. So this is a song, just like Take the A Train was a signature song for Duke Ellington, this was a signature song for Grover Washington, which probably most of the people from that era would know right away. But for those of you that don't know, this is a song called Mr. Magic.
Ah!
That's one of the smoothest contemporary jazz songs probably ever written, some people say. Mr. Magic. So long live the memory of Mr. Grover Washington Jr. All right, so we're gonna stay in the electric vein, and this is a song that's, it's named really because of really the way it was written. This is a song called Just Because, and basically the idea is that inspiration doesn't happen on any special occasion. It can happen for any reason at all. And there was no special occasion that produced this song. It was it was just because. And so that's the idea behind this song. It's literally just called Just Because, and I hope that y'all enjoy it. So that, my friends, was Just Because, and literally, that's all there is to it. There doesn't have to be any particular thing that predicates your inspiration. It can come from absolutely anywhere, from absolutely anyone. So just be open to it. And, as they say, when you smile, the whole world smiles back at you. Send out positive energy and let it come back to you. And you just watch what happens. So we're almost done, but I wanted to once again thank you all for being here and let you know that if you've enjoyed what you've heard, we certainly would appreciate that you would show that in a tangible way. There are lots of ways to do that. We've got Cash Apps, we've got Venmo, we've got PayPal, we've got Zelle, and we even have an old-fashioned P.O. box for those of you that like to write checks. It's all good. The information is there on the screen, and for our Instagram folks, the information is going to be posted as soon as this video is done, so you'll know. And those of you that have been watching my videos before, you know that it's there. The suggested contribution is $10, which is about what you might pay if you were going to see something somewhere, and you might be doing more too. So we definitely appreciate your support, but continue to support the CD project. Continue to, you can check out Happy Birthday from Me. That's also available on all the digital outlets. Continue to like, subscribe, follow, click the notification bell for Jazz in the Spirit and Jazz in the Spirit video so that you'll find out when we're doing things again. And also tomorrow morning, we're going to be doing Saturday Sentiments. It's a new month, so we're going to be talking about the story of I Am, which is one of the vocal songs on the Jazz in the Spirit project. So we hope that y'all will join me for that. We like to get deep into it on Saturday morning for our Saturday Sentiments. So I'm going to close out with our song for the month, which you've been probably hearing about all month long. This is our special song. It's called Light of the World. And I hope that pretty much says it all. We've got a little line dance that I'm gonna do I'm gonna do a little bit of because I'm in a confined space, but I'm gonna give y'all a little taste. But feel free to stand up and get your swerve on as we do this. This is Light of the World. Mr. Steve Brown on the guitar. Jesus, the light of the world. Yes, indeed. So, guys, thank you so much. It's actually a little bit after 8:30, but don't tell anybody. But I thank y'all for hanging with me, and please continue to support Jazz in the Spirit. I hope you all have had a great International Jazz Day, and continue to support your local artists because they continue to feed the soul of everyone. And so continue to walk in that light, you all. Have a great evening, and thank you so, so much. Jazz in the Spirit.